So let's start with what is this eco philosophy? I would say eco philosophy has been there ever since humans existed on this. Even though some of the branches of eco philosophy emphasize a lot about non-human beings. In fact, the presence of humans is what makes environment an important issue. Without humans, environment is not at all an important issue because animals are not environmentalists or plants are not environmentalists. So ever since human existence on this earth, humans have thought about the environment because they realize that it is the material basis for their survival, for their subsistence. So since then, thinking about nature in some form or the other, initially it may have been like pantheism. You worship everything around you because you don't want them to harm you, or you worship the soil, you worship the earth. So it must have been in some pantheistic form in ancient days, but nevertheless, in some form or the other, man has thought about man. I'm not using it in a gender thing. When I say man, please understand women are involved in it, included in it. So humans have, I would rather use the term humans. Humans have always thought of the environment. But what happened over time is that ever since the advent of industrial civilization in the 18th and then 19th centuries, it started growing. Even though it began in the 18th century, industrial civilization became a major force in the 19th century. So since then, human attitudes to nature, and because even when some people would say that even agriculture was not nature friendly, I do not subscribe to that view because agriculture was, in that sense, the beginning of civilization. Without agriculture and the surplus generated through agriculture, we wouldn't have had the modern civilization which exists today. Agriculture had a pastoral nature vision, and the old agricultural technology or old agricultural implements didn't have the capacity to alter the environment or the surroundings in any major way. So the real changes started happening after the Industrial Revolution when we brought new energy forms like coal under our command. First coal, then later in the second half of the 19th century, oil was brought under human command, and oil became a major force in the beginning of the 20th century. Not exactly. Actually, after 1930, and up to between 30 and 1945-50, when the Persian Gulf, there were major discoveries of oil in the Persian Gulf. That is when oil really started flowing around the world. Before that, it was limited to certain parts of the world, like the United States, Russia, etc. So when we brought these new forms of fossil energy under our command, it was a mutually reinforcing mechanism. These fossil energies opened up the possibility of more mining. I mean, we started mining metals and minerals more and more, and then we started building more and more machines. First, the steam engine, and then it triggered the building of more and more machines. So the industrial revolution changed human approach to nature from a provider of subsistence or livelihood to a source of profit or a source of commerce. That was a major change. In this process, what happened was humans started becoming a major geological force. Generally, the earth has major sources, geological sources, like there are volcanic eruptions, there are cyclones, there are many natural forces which can overwhelm life on earth. But humans started becoming a much bigger force than these geological forces. That is what happened in the 20th century with the phenomenal growth of industrial civilization and industrialization and the technologies associated with industrialism. I'm not talking against industrialization. I'm saying that the concept of industrialism, the idea behind industrialism, exploiting everything around us for the sake of profit, that took a major toll on the environment